Mogrifying into a statesman in a very interesting way. Good to see you, sir. Good evening.
It's always good, Bernard.
Is that right? From soldier to businessman to statesman. Is that the...
The statesman bit, I don't know where it's coming from, but at least I'm doing my bit.
When we see you on the front page of a newspaper on a selfie with the president, that looks very statesmanly, and I don't know who took the selfie. It was really...
Yeah, it was the president who took it.
Amazing.
Which made it spectacular.
Has he always been your friend?
Yeah, he's been my friend. Yes. In fact, it was his wife. The first lady was my friend, and then he became my friend.
Wow.
And we shared intimate moments.
Okay.
As in had drinks and eating together and things like that. So
this is long before he became president in the first term?
That's when he was vice.
Oh, okay.
When he was vice.
Which was at the same time you were, because this will be 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012.
That's right. That time I was building UT.
Yes.
We were not a bank yet by your timing.
Yeah.
But then we became a bank in about 2010, 2009, 2010. And that got me really busy, so I think the friendship got a bit of distance in the friendship.
Yeah.
But he's, you know the president really, he's too down to earth.
He's very cool.
And humane and extremely humble. Yeah. Most times I think he loses himself. He doesn't even know the power that he has or something like that, you know. Yeah. And he relates to everyone. That is a real quality that we are very, very lucky to have.
We'll come back to the president later on. You are here because you have successfully outdoored the third cohort of the PK Amoabeng scholars. This thing looks very important to you.
Absolutely.
Why?
Thank you for that question. Bernard, after going through UT and giving jobs to people and creating a company and the recognition, acknowledgement, and also downhill, its collapse and everything, I sat back and reflected deeply and said, what really is the biggest problem of this country? And it doesn't take, it's not rocket science, it's about leadership. The people who hold positions in businesses, in institutions, in government, in politics. And the problem that we have with them is that generally, and I'm not saying everybody, generally we don't have leaders with the right values. Values, I mean, people who respect everybody, have respect for all. Now, respect for all means that you respect everybody's time and you respect systems and you let systems do the choosing and positioning and everything. And then you must be honest in all your transactions, transparent, and selflessly. It's about the people, because after all, that's how we came to this world. You came here to make the right impact. But we have been creating leaders in schools, wherever. We create leaders. But the point is, when you identify your problem, you go to an expert, somebody who knows that particular problem. So our problem is not just about leadership, it's about leadership with the right qualities, leadership with the right mindset, different from what we're experiencing now. So I said, but we are not creating them. We create lawyers, we create engineers, we create, but leaders that are God-fearing and have all these values I'm talking about, we don't invest in them. So I said, listen, if I can create some of these leaders and put them in the system and they can hold on to those values, Ghana will have a chance of the narrative changing. But without that, the way we're going, it scares me at night. And so I started a leadership foundation. I was going to schools and things, and then we said, no, we have to actually get people that we intentionally change their mindset.
Okay.
And that includes mentorship, includes military training, includes boot camps, and it also includes participation of the leader, as in myself.
Okay.
Because it's a different thing, lecturing and things, but when they see you and them in the field, on the ground, it's a different message you're giving them. So it's consumed the rest of my life. I'm so passionate about it. And the point is that if I can create 10, 50, 100 more of myself, literally like clone them, we can have 10, 50, 100 of UT stories.
Wow.
And even more, if we can have one of them eventually becoming head of state.
Then that becomes... So this has evolved from moving to speak to inspire to now sort of deliberately grooming? Because I do know that there was some particular period where you were going to campuses.
Yeah.
You did some with Sarkodie.
Yeah.
I've even shared a platform with you.
Yeah.
So at what point did you realize that it's not enough to just tell people that they can do it? Rather, you needed to sort of put them in a system that makes them.
Well, I think it all came together about 4 years ago. You know, and this world, it came from one of my very close friends, and he said, what you're doing is good, but I think you have to get a core group that you actually try and clone. That was the word he used. And says, let them understand you, your values, your system, your mindset, and everything. And this group of people will impact the world better than those who just hear and go and hear and go.
So from inspiration to incubation.
I think I like that.
Interesting. So let's talk about some of the things you take them through. Has the program evolved? Because this is the third cohort, right? And I think there are about 20 or 19 per cohort, right?
Yeah, 20.
20
per cohort. The first cohorts, we just chose those who applied, and I think we had probably maybe 500, 600 people applying.
Wow.
The second cohort...
Did you have an age profile?
About 25 to 40.
And you have about 500, the first instance?
No, and the second cohort, we had over 2,000 applying. And this third cohort, we had about 5,000 applying.
Wow.
So we have to actually...
think of expanding the program. The demand is higher. So age 25 to 40, which means they are still impressionable, mature enough to understand, but young enough to grow into something like a middle ground.
Yeah.
And these 20 people, what do you take them through?
Well, after the screening, to choose 25. Because
But how is the screening? How do you screen them?
Well, sometimes even the name spelling is wrong. So I mean, if you're going through 5,000,
if you spell your name wrong, you're out.
If your address, you made some comma, we say, oh, you're not serious. But then we look at people who indicate commitment to a new Ghana and a new Africa. And some of these people, you can see from the application itself that they are moved by maybe what they think about me and think about other leaders and so on and so forth. And then it gets to a stage where they do a video of themselves to send. And then finally we have about 100 that we see physically. So it takes quite a time, and it's quite tasking, but we want to get people who are really ready for it. Now, when we choose the final 2025, we do a graduation,
sort of induction. Okay.
And we did an induction at Alisa recently. And whilst we're doing the induction, we're doing the graduation, so we cut costs a bit.
Yeah.
Now, after the induction, when they come for the induction, the next morning, they are going to Achiase Jungle Warfare.
The next morning?
The next morning.
Wow. No lecture room, anything to English?
No, why?
First.
And it's very, very interesting.
First day.
So they drive and they are happy, they are enjoying and things, and driver will stop.
Are they aware they are going to Achiase?
They know they are going to Achiase, but they don't know
what is happening with him.
So then they get to Achiase and it's like, okay, we are welcoming you, come down. And then they come down. Within the first 5 minutes, they realize that they have asked to go on the ground and things like that. And
so this is the normal training for...
That is what I went through.
Combat-ready soldiers.
Yes. You know,
but this is a shorter version.
It's a shorter and compact. And the thing is,
wow.
I always say that I am who I am now because of the military training I went through. So I'm taking them through my journey as much as I can with the shortest possible time. So and the funny thing is, the first night, they spend a night in the jungle overnight. And you can imagine Accra people and Kumasi people. The first night, that is when they land, the day they land.
They sleep in the jungle.
In the jungle. And then they have, immediately, you can see they start depending on each other and bonding and having teamwork. It comes naturally. That's military training, you can't joke with it. So
it's immersive.
The first 2 days, I think they don't even know whether it's a dream and it's going to change. But after 3 days, it's beautiful.
Wow.
And when I went to pick them up, that was Friday night.
You took them yourself?
They were sent there by bus, and I went there to collect my people. So I went there Should I tell you this or should I tell you this? So,
after 3
we give
days,
you all kinds of experience to the point that you have to taste snake.
wow.
Yeah, so last day, take snake because it's
Because
good.
if you're in the jungle and there's no food, that may be the only thing
and
can
snake is quite delicious. You know,
So
but the
are
funny
they
thing-
taught how to prepare it or how to?
No, how to eat it. When they're eating a snake, and for some people, when they are biting the snake, it's as if a snake is biting them. Yeah. But then I asked them, what do they think about 100% that it's a welcome experience, and they even think that it should be extended to about 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Which means by 3 days,
After that,
they have.
yes, you
Wow.
settle down, reflect on it, and said, yeah, after all, now I'm getting a mind change, because then you realize that everything is possible. It's just your mind. And therefore, when you get the strong mind change, you can do anything.
Are you see?
Yeah,
So in 3, of course, when you guys were sent there, it's much longer, right?
Yeah.
And
Normal military training, officer cadet is 18 months. Short service is 6 months.
it's all there's 18 or 6 months in jungle warfare, or it's just
No,
part.
no.
It's
A
different
whole- a
things.
whole lot of
Different
things.
things.
You
But
went-
the jungle one is critical. It's part of.
And that is where you get the intensity of it. That's why I take them there.
You are basically left to fend for yourself in the bush, or what?
You won't be left to fend for yourself in the bush, but even in the dining room, you have to fend for yourself, because you may not be able to eat your food. Aren't we saying too much?
No, I know.
Let's go on.
No, I think
to get some people.
You know,
if I'm not careful.
I read a book written by a lady which is soon to be published, and she spoke about going through a similar process. And she said the life lessons she learned there have shaped her. So a lot of people talk about it. So, and I think you're right. So you do them 3 days jungle warfare.
No, it's mixed. You go to jungle, you come, they give you lectures about leadership, you learn weapon training, you learn to fire.
In the 3 days?
In the 1 week.
1 week.
Yeah, learn how to fire, you learn drills, as in marching, you wear uniform.
Hey, in
everything.
1 week?
Yeah, in 1 week. And it's intensive. It's back
So
to back
a
to back.
person can be trained in 1 week to know that much?
Yes.
Wow.
It's all about setting the mind right. You would think it's not possible, but it's all possible. And then you learn time management. I mean, you go to bathroom, you know when you're going to come out. You go to dining room, you know when to come out. And by the time you come, you must respect time.
The one lady said to me, not from your cohort, that one of the things she learned in military training was sometimes when a team member fails, you all get punished.
Yeah.
So you must be responsible not just for yourself, but for the team. And her point was that initially, everybody was like, why should I be punished for somebody who let the ball drop?
Yeah.
But you realize that in life and death situations, somebody dropping the ball can affect the whole company.
Absolutely.
So you need to check on the guy who's the weak link.
Yeah.
And she learned that the hard way.
In actual fact, in the military, if one person is shot and even dead, you must carry the person.
You can't leave the person.
No, you can't. At least you mark the position, and when time is possible, you come and pick the person up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you think it will be possible for all young Ghanaians, maybe at national service, to go through such a thing? If we are going to save a generation?
If we will be realistic, it's not possible.
Why not?
It will cost too much, the logistics and everything. But I think that this
But some
government-
countries, I'm told Israel,
Yeah.
almost every young person after
No, almost
university goes
everyone.
through.
Yeah, you must have a good excuse not to go through.
But I don't think it will help us if the argument is that the mindset is the challenge we face. If a generation of free SHS graduates get the chance to do even a month of such a training, don't you think that in 10 years' time, when they become adults, we'll have a more organized society?
Yeah, but if you look at our situation with Galamsey, with bad roads, with healthcare, artist lowers, schools, they all need funding. We have a limited
So
funds.
it will cost a lot to do
It will
it.
cost too much. I've put the back of envelope calculation, we're talking billions. And not as in money, but even the
Opportunity
logistics.
cost of time, military doing other things.
But I think this government, and the president told me that they started with 70,000, which is a good number. They'll go for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at the dynamics of it, but at least we're starting from somewhere.
I actually think it could be useful because it could even chip in the way the military themselves recruit people. If you did a national service for 100,000 people and you were looking for even 5% of them, that 1 month or whatever they are there, it will help you assess and choose the best.
That is true.
If they want to become soldiers. Then all the stadium things you do You don't need to do it anymore. You get it?
Yeah, a lot can be done. I think the Syrian thing is actually teaching us a lesson. It's a rude awakening that we have to do things different. And I think immediately the government reacted, and we started doing things differently.
But my concern, and which I know is also your concern, is that the generation that's coming up may not be equipped for the type of world they will be facing. You know, and we have young people, some have entitlement mentality. A lot of them, because of social media, are not really grounded in practical hard work and things. So by the time they start running the country, we are not sure if that level of grounding will be there for.
Well, we are sure that that level of grounding will not be there. That's my biggest fear. You know, so the military training is just breaking them in. Now after that, we organize boot camps, about 4 of them, and boot camp means weekend away with, and I'm with them, and we pay a visit to special places. One of the places that I always take them to is Kushia.
Kushia, this is Nana Prajin, Sam Jonas' place.
Yeah. Now,
why that place?
It's in quite a remote area, and that place, at least discipline and cleanliness. No one puts a litter on the floor.
In that town?
In that town.
Really?
And it's cleaned to a fault, and it's putting in some tourism.
In Ghana here?
In Ghana, attraction. It's got a crocodile prawn. It's got a palace that you should see. And he's got places that, you know, go and see, except that if you go to the Pra River, which is just at the outskirts,
Galamsey has
done it. But one thing that I must say, I don't think he wants it to be said too often. He said he doesn't feel right that people's kids, children, should be carrying him. So instead of palanquin, he's dropped his palanquin and he bought a coach. And he's driven when he goes for the debus.
He's trying to break some of the tradition.
Respect for everybody. And that, and you'll be surprised.
The elders have agreed?
Well, he says he's a Omahi and he doesn't want
So you can't force me to be carried by human beings?
And if I call him, he answers, and he said, oh, no, I want to come with drinks, to come and say, he said, send WhatsApp.
Send me a WhatsApp. No need to come and
if
do.
If he come, he'll be there.
Wow.
And he respects time. If you call him for any appointment, he's there before everybody else. And
he's still a chief, but he's sort of redefining
completely
the way it's supposed to be.
So I want that's the kind of leadership we're trying to teach, and I want them to see it live. Then we also go pay a visit to Kukrantumi, my hometown, and I relax and chill with them. We do all sorts of things, including some sightseeing and exercises and things like that, plus lectures on life.
Wow.
Because I always say that to understand leadership in Africa, you should know really who the African is. And when you know who the African is, then you can try to change the mindset. But if you don't know, then of course you will just be... So
how do you do that? You get them to live among the people, or to...
No, they are there in my house, but of course they stay in a hotel, and we have a series of lectures about the problems of Africa, about abundance, about respect, lack of respect, about irresponsible timekeeping and what causes it, and we go deeper than that. And by the time we come back, they have a sense of what is right and what they have to do. Then we also go to, of course, Safari Valley. That's at the end of it, to go and have
Edukrom area.
Yeah, have alignment with nature. And
wow.
Mr. Samuel Fari is one hell of an entrepreneur and a leader.
Faridate.
Yeah, and he has time with me and my people, and he gives them talk.
Wow.
How his mind works and everything. So they go through all kinds of leadership.
How long is the whole program?
It's a year.
Is that 1 year?
1 year of intense mentorship. And
wow.
we also give them a one-on-one mentorship.
With leaders in different aspects of society.
Now what that does is that, of course, the person is your mentor, but it opens your network tremendously.
Wow.
Because you get access to your mentor's network. And of course, the mentor has time because it's one-on-one. I'm the ultimate mentor, but then I need people who are upright. And I choose the people.
Yourself.
I mean, not that maybe you are successful, therefore come and no. I know people, and I've been around for a long time. So like somebody comes and says, oh, can I have this one as a mentor? I said, don't go there. I'll give you somebody else. You know.
Wow.
So it's quite intense, and by the time they come out, if I talk to them, I can sleep. Now, that shouldn't excite me too much, because my problem is that after you think you've brought them up, they have the right values, they are ready to lead the way they should lead, you should know you are now releasing them back into the system.
That's the real test of what they've imbibed for a year.
Yeah. But then we have, they come out as ambassadors, PK Amoabeng ambassadors. And we started a network so that at least we can support each other. And, you know, sometimes you're going wrong, and then you talk to your brother and they said, remember your values, you can't do that, you can't do that.
So you keep in touch with them?
We have to keep in touch with them.
Where do you select them from? Do you have any regional balance, gender balance, or you just pick the best 20?
We do, no. There's gender balance. Cohort, I think the women outnumber the men, the third cohort, by 1.
Okay.
Regional balance, not so much because of the expense of them traveling up and down to be part of it. But those who really show they are keen and they want to take, we take them on. So not complete regional balance, but gender balance, we insist that we should have to. You know, and I actually know that when women want to do things and do it right, it can be very so. If you like, check Tanzania.
They can do it to the extreme.
Yeah.
Wow. So you've had 3 cohorts in 3 years, 60 people.
Yeah, 60 people.
What is your vision? Are you going to?
My vision is next year to expand to about 40 or 50. In 2-3 years' time, if everything works out, to have an academy.
Okay.
See, the thing is, it's like, I know that as they go out, they will be diluted in terms of the values and numbers, and those stay on course. So the thing is to actually put a lot more in the system, because this is typically casting your bread upon the waters. The more bread,
they will return to you after many days.
Yeah. So,
wow. So that the academy then will be running round-the-clock programs.
Yeah, like
so it doesn't have to be. It will be different cohorts at the same time.
Different cohorts, 3 months, but with everything that we put, the military training, the boot camps and everything, and we put it in. But then you come in for 3 months and you stay for 3 months.
But then that would mean that you need more money than what you are using now.
That's why I'm saying that if plans go according to...
Because I think you're financing this now on your own in a way.
Mostly, but then I've got some few friends who are really chipping in at the right time.
So when you get more resources, you can then build an
if
academy.
I have more funds, yes.
It will be called the PK Amoabeng Leadership Academy, or
Maybe,
something like that.
Maybe we'll call something like that.
And it will still be 25 to 40-year-old people.
Yes, because they are ready, as you said, they are ready to go into the system. I mean, some people advised me that, why don't you go down? I said, even these ones, to keep the values, it's a bit difficult. But if you go down, yes, I can understand. The children learn and they keep it better and so on and so forth. But again, limited funds, and we can't stretch ourselves all across. So we concentrate here for a time. And I think we've gained recognition a lot. Because when we started the first cohort, people thought, you know, this is a joke and things. I said, no. I want to create a lot more people who are principled, disciplined, God-fearing, selfless, love for people, and honest people. Put a lot into the system. And if I can put a lot more into the system, I'm sure that the narrative for Ghana and Africa will change.
This is the point of view. We're speaking to Prince Kofi Amoabeng, who has just outdoored his 3rd cohort of Amoabeng Leadership Fellows. That's the name we choose to call them. They go through all kinds of things, jungle warfare, history, values, and all of that. We're discussing how that will reshape the African continent. We'll speak also about other issues regarding what he's been up to in the past few weeks. Stay with us. The point of view tonight is talking to Prince Kofi Amoabeng. He's been in the news for the past few weeks. I'm going to read a few headlines that have come up. You know, when I'm going to interview somebody, I just put his name in Google. So this is without prejudice to anything. I'm just reading the headlines. Why President John Mahama should consider P.K. Amoabeng the bold choice for defense. First story. Second story. P.K. Amoabeng scholars complete military leadership training at Achiase. And then deliberately create 10 Ghanaian billionaires. Kofi Amoabeng urges Mahama. That's story number 3. Or was it number 4? Number 3. 3. Then 4. Kofi Amoabeng warns of deepening opportunity gap. Story number 4. 5. A selfie, a symbol, and a question. What future role could President Mahama have in mind for Prince Kofi Amoabeng? That's 5. And then Amoabeng fears toxic system will consume half of leaders he trains. Let's start with that. So even though you are preparing the man or the woman, you still feel the environment is terrible.
It's toxic. It is what it is. I mean, what happens with the young people is that those who have the right values and cannot stand it, look outside. And even those outside and want to come back home, those who cannot drop their high values outside, they go back. Most of those who are able to stay drop their values and become Ghanaians. So in the same way,
they drop their values and become Ghanaians.
Yes. So in the same way, I know that I'm creating people with a different mindset, revolutionized mindset. But then, for example, I tell them that when you go, don't try to change things immediately. Stay cool, put in a compartment, and wait till you are in leadership position before you start changing. Otherwise, you will not fit. Before you realize, they throw you out. If you want to chop money here, we have been chopping, and you come and get yours. You say, as for I'm picking, I'm being something. Oh, you have
so you have to be subtle.
Exactly. And I actually got brain scientist, she's called. I said, come, talk to my people. I want you to tell them how they can keep these values and go into the system and behave like normal, but then keep it until when they're in leadership position.
Wow.
So that's a challenge that I have. That's why I fear that maybe the system will consume about half, but at least we'll try.
When you say a toxic system, can you elaborate? So are you saying like Ghana or what are the 1 or 2 Ghanaian behaviors that you believe are just bad, which will contaminate somebody who wants to do the right thing?
You know, almost everywhere. Bernard, even when you go to a meeting on time, you are the bad fellow. We are too known. You know, even in elementary school, when you are too bright, they say you are a witch. So the mindset, the African mindset is something else. We don't want to see excellence. And we have jealousies and enviness and pull him down and lack of respect. It's too much. So I can't say 1 or 2. It's a bad thing. We have to change it.
How tough is it to change a workplace? Because I was talking to a public sector leader today, and he complained a lot about how people are determined to steal. And if you try to stop them, they may even withdraw.
Oh yeah.
They will break into your they want to destroy you.
They will lie, they will scheme against you to get you out. Everything. Even me at UT. And nobody knew what I stood for. I mean, I will come.
And this is your own company?
My own company that I built from scratch. I will come and people are having lunch, take my plate and queue from the back to show them that I respect everybody. And
I'm one of you.
Still, some people don't like me and the way I run the company. People that are given opportunities wanted to change the culture that I had. And that's why it got worse when we became so big and we absorbed another company. But the stories they would spin around you, unbelievable. I mean, some stories that were spin around me, which pains me up to today, I can't even say it here because other people are involved.
Wow.
So we are really, really horrible unto ourselves. And it's not a problem. That's obviously that's why we're not developing. I mean, statesmen and name it will say that we have gold, we have this, and then I said, no. We will never, ever move until we change this mindset.
So the most important limitation to development is the mindset? It's
the mindset. If we can get a few people in leadership right, we can change. But it won't be easy. To your point, as you try to change it, come and see scheming.
So which means that a real leader's job is not necessarily to excel on its own, but to build an institution that is fit for purpose, in a sense.
And be ruthless about it. You know, take my favorite president, I've never met him, Kagame.
Yeah.
Now, he says he's taking his people from point A to point B. Well, so he has a vision. And let's say the population is about, say, 5-10 million. If they are about 100, 1,000 pulling against what he wants to do, kill them.
Just like that.
Because they won't let the 5 million move. You should be ruthless to say that.
Okay, you're a soldier, so you can say that.
No. But what can you do? Listen, Lee Kuan Yew jailed his top ministers. That's kind of...
yeah, but it's different from jailing, is different from killing.
No. But, well, sometimes...
in some countries like China, the punishment for certain types of corruption is death sentence.
Complete.
So they want to use that as a deterrent.
Yes. You know, sanctioning is a big part of leadership. You should be able to sanction without bending, nothing. There's the rule. And if you go outside it, what's the prescribed sanction? And apply it, even if it's your father. But in Africa, it's not possible. Because there are too many, what do you call them? Jantua people. You know Jantua? No, Jantua is those who come to plead.
I mean, this week, the NIMOS, the people who are fighting Galamsey, did a report and said chiefs and politicians are interfering in their work. And they were actually speaking to the media openly that, look, when we try and do the work,
it won't go.
A chief or a politician will call. And so it's frustrating. The guy was so frustrated he had to speak to the media.
Yeah.
He didn't cover his face.
That is what it is. No, it's a fact.
Yeah. So it's a bit...
People are arrested for all kinds of crimes, and then you find so-called powerful people who talk to the president or talk to somebody, and therefore nothing gets done, or the system gets delayed. So you must be ruthless. Ruthless, not that you are ruthless as wicked and autocratic. Ruthless as in applying the institutions and the laws.
Then I don't want to get into this controversy, but a lot of the countries we admire, you've just mentioned Kagame, Lee Kuan Yew, Singapore, South Korea, even China. The way they even elect their leaders and the length of time they have. And they don't do elections every 4 years. They don't need delegates to be paid to choose a leader.
Can you imagine?
You know what I'm saying? And they don't even, they have a long time to do their work.
Yes.
The only problem is that in Africa, when somebody wants a long time, he will not be accountable. But these guys are still accountable.
They're accountable.
So I don't even know whether I agree with the mindset, but part of the problem is also the system we run. Because if I have to pay people to vote for me to become their leader, how on earth am I going to discipline them?
And you have to get your money's back. Very important.
So the system on top of the mindset makes it difficult, the political system, right?
But you can get one person in a place who can change it. But that person, if it by election, will not be elected.
So let's talk about the man here. He has had 4 years of vice presidency, 4 years of presidency, 4 years of opposition. Prior to this, he was MP for another 8 years. Very prepared for this job. He doesn't have an election. He should be the guy, right? Or is the time is too short? Or the people in his party may not agree, which is which? Because he looks like the best person to do this.
As a person, fantastic. We are lucky to have him as a president. But the people and the mindset of the people that he has to change, that's where the problem is. Your most trusted people that you put in charge of things, when you are not looking, the kind of thing they can do. Because especially when they've spent money to be in the position they are, they must put the monies back. So I don't know how you're going to stop all of them. Because anybody who is in there, even all the MPs, they've spent monies. And they need to put their monies back and build a war chest for the next one. So I pity my friend, the president. He means well. I mean, like last term, you want to deliver to people. And from his pronouncements and from his own attention, involvement, and moving from place to place to ensure things happen, he means well. But
you are not sure if everybody with him...
I'm sure that not everybody with him will do it. Not that I'm not sure. I'm sure that a lot of people who are supposed to be with him are not carried away by the emotion and the love for the people that he has. He won't have it.
Then our journey in the wilderness will be long.
That is why me, I'm doing my bit. And putting people, right thinking through the system. You know, even in the workplaces, if you can get some PKMWB people to be heads of departments, that alone will help the entrepreneurs and things and the institutions. Eventually they move up. And as I said, eventually we can get some in politics, probably head of state or whatever. And I know what I built in a period of about 20 years.
Yeah.
It wasn't because there are many things, but because people said I was crazy. If you take my money, you have to pay. If my brother misbehaves, I sack him. This, that. It's a matter of being principled and disciplined to a fault.
I'm looking at some of the people on your board.
Yeah.
This is heavy. Justice Kufu, I've interviewed a few times. Professor Tuahene Jima, who's probably the leading African scholar on innovation. Kwesi Amoabeng tried to be president at some point, tech guy. Angela Chermatin-Jemo, formerly IBM. Iredefa, we all know Fidelity Bank, Sam Jonah, who you said was the chapel prefect at your time.
Yeah, he was my chapel prefect.
I can't believe it. Is it that the chapel prefect was given to the next most eligible school prefect?
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe at the time he wasn't SP, so he became chapel.
Yeah, he became chapel.
And he had to be Anglican.
He was Anglican.
Yeah.
He was Anglican.
Wow. So he was the chapel prefect at your time.
Chapel prefect at my time.
Andrew Techapia Zipe.
Yeah.
The only person I don't know here is Derwin. So because Felix is the guy behind the High Street Journal.
Absolutely.
So who is Derwin?
Derwin is a friend of mine who has a huge association, Americans, Israelis, but he's basically based in Singapore. And when I told him about that, this is what I want to form and the reason behind it, he said he'll be there to help anytime. But he hasn't got the time, so I don't see him.
But I also see some generation issues. So you see, her leadership is much older. I think Edward, Efa, and Etuahene are also a bit in the older, and Sam Jonah are one generation. Andrew, Felix are a bit younger. And Angela as well. Is that also part of the mix?
Well, it wasn't planned. You know, because when I was starting, I wanted credibility to what I was doing. And once I called them, and interesting enough, anyone that I called said, Kofi, listen, I'm with you.
You do it.
You know, and so to go and launch this foundation, I needed people who had traveled the distance and have credibility in the system, and a mixture of it. So that when I say this is what I'm doing, you will believe it and give me the necessary support and the way to move forward. And they've been their names alone.
So do the fellows get to interact with these guys?
Some of them.
Yeah.
Some of them.
Yeah.
Some of them are too busy, but the leadership has been at graduation, and Kwesi Amoabeng is always there. Edefa, I think, has been there once. Sam Jonah has been there. And then Felix is almost full-time, almost like a management team member.
Edefa has done so well with his bank because he's also sort of left it. He's built it and he's not running it anymore. You know, it's not easy to build something and let it run in your absence.
Yeah, but his was also a bit different. He had shareholders and board members, substantive shareholders who were outside, as in the state, Senate, Ecobank and others. I don't know the list, but so they were there to give support and to guide him and things like that for him to come out of it. And they were powerful too in the boardroom. So after he served and built a great institution, then he said, I'm stepping out.
Yeah. Where do you know Andrew from? Andrew Techapia?
Andrew went to school with my son, actually, in Adesado. And then he came to work at UT. In actual fact, Z-Pay license was UT license that they used.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Because we had a license, FSA UK. And then he came and he said, this is what he's done. I looked at business plan and I said, listen, we are not using it. Run with it.
How impressed have you been about his success? He's in almost 19 African countries.
I think as we speak, I don't know, because I think there are few issues that I'm yet to understand. But I mean, for him to grow a business and be number one on Ghana Club 100, I want to congratulate him. I said, this is a feat that no company has done. And then I hope Hubris doesn't set him, because you think it become impossible. I went through it. when I was expanding to Nigeria and South Africa, people were saying, watch Nigeria. I said,
You will go.
You know. So, but I hear there are a few problems, but I'm praying
as
that
there would be.
I'm praying that things will settle down and you go over it.
Yeah, the challenge with a lot of people in Africa is we don't have a lot of industrialists. So a lot of the people you've picked out. We do well with financial sector, ideas, but the building company that manufactures shoes, clothes, bags, what China, India, Vietnam, and co. I feel that seems to be one of the challenges for our continent. So you can have very intelligent people, but they are mostly in the services sector. I'm not downplaying its importance,
no,
but you need people who can make things too, which is where the transformation should take place, don't you think?
But there are a few. Yeah, you are right. A few. Say Casapeco, for instance.
Yeah.
And then you have a few of them. But ours tend to go to, if anything, the Lebanese and Indians. And
they seem to be the ones
that are successful in that field. The point is that it's difficult to finance those people, those who want to go into industry and things like that. And I must say, when I was at UT, we took some of our risks and we tried to finance some of these people. The problem is that there are too many challenges in there. Because you have maybe a 2-year plan to finish a plant and things like that. Then something happens and it stalls and it goes to 4 or 5. So again, the banks are not too comfortable. But you need to devote from some funds to go into those areas.
Yeah.
So you are right. But
and some also feel that the banking system and the financial system generally is too focused on commerce and quick turnaround.
Yeah.
And that we don't have enough long-term patient capital that the kinds of things that we really need to,
I understand
large-scale agriculture kind of thing.
But the point is that when you have a thriving treasury bill regime, long-term, when within a year I'm doubling my money and things, then you say long-term. So it has to be dictated by the say, Bank of Ghana for. And that is exactly what this government is doing. I mean, they fix the exchange rate. It's almost stable. People now are
between 10 and 12. We always know it's in the same.
And then interest rates have come down. And then what do you call it? Inflation rate.
Has also come
These
down.
are the things that will determine whether money will go into long-term projects.
Which means that for now, the incentive to keep buying T-bills may be reducing.
It's reduced. And you know that if you put your monies in a bit of long-term, the city is not going to depreciate harshly to the point where it
so
makes
people even will prefer the city to the dollar in a sense.
That's true. So, in short, the government is tackling all the essential things to ensure that we can develop and grow businesses, long-term, whatever.
Yeah.
But it takes a bit of time for people to appreciate it and to believe in it. Because if you if you know where the city is coming from, and when we say 60 years of CD and sovereignty, I laugh.
Yeah, that celebration was interesting. BOG.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it is 60 years. But the 60 has done woefully.
Yeah. And this is even CD redenominated. So if
exactly.
they had kept the CD,
now you are talking.
If they talk about CD properly.
Yeah, it's 120,000 to $1.
There's nothing to celebrate.
No.
There's nothing to celebrate.
No. You can mention it.
Yeah, because if you didn't denominate, you'd be 120,000 CDs to the dollar.
Yeah. So what kind of currency is that?
And when I was in university, it was like 10,000 CDs. God.
You know, so we've been in deep trouble.
We'll be back. When we come back, we'll talk a few points. This is Prince Kofi Amoabeng live on The Point of View. Stay with us. We're still talking to Prince Kofi Amoabeng, founder of UT, now the curator of the P.K. Amoabeng Scholars. It's not just scholarship, it's military jungle warfareship, all laced in one. I wanted to comment on 2 other stories I saw where you said Mahama should create 10 Ghanaian billionaires. Somebody disagreed when this story came out and said, why don't you rather build a strong middle class? Explain what you're trying to say.
Now, Thank you very much. The point is, I know not only this governments come and they say they want to attend to poverty alleviation, and therefore they try to give money to artisans and people starting businesses. You know the story about the mass locks and all those where the monies go and it doesn't create anything. Maybe they get something small out of it. Now, if you really, really want to create employment, you must identify companies that have credibility. Companies that are run transparently and honestly, and they pay their taxes and state contribution. You should have some criteria and say that these people, let's say they build their companies for 10 years, this is where they've come, and intentionally support them, even with grants. Because as soon as you put the monies with these people, immediately they start employing people for the project that they have. The projects are there, except that they don't have the funding. And then the government starts getting some of the money back through taxes and through corporate tax, through personal tax and things like that. And they can employ a lot more people sustainable and faster than when you give the monies out to some lucky food soldiers because of bread. That's what I mean. So if you really want sustainable employment and verifiable and with conviction, that's where the money should go.
But generally, millionaires are created with the support of the state.
Absolutely. It happened in Korea, China, everywhere. Now, one thing which I know and expect from Ghanaians and Africans is that it's our nature to be jealous and envy people because they are successful and they are billionaires, and so what? Then they think they respect themselves more. I beg you. People should realize that billionaires, successful people, leaders are living in a state of glorified curse. Let me explain that. They still have their one stomach. What are they going to do with the money? Build more houses.
You have only one
buy
body.
cars.
You can't sleep in more than one.
Do whatever you want. But the money will still go to the people somehow, except in the case of Africa, you probably carry it outside, which is sad. But the billionaire is not living a better life. I tell you, using myself, and I've been a millionaire before, I live a better, relaxed life now than when I was Johnny Walker, Moses CEO, and I was on billboards. I tell you, those days, I get up in the morning. In fact, I come from Ukraine to me Sunday night, top speed, because I have escrow in the morning, I have meeting, Bank of Ghana, I have to talk to other banks. By 4 p.m., I've not eaten. And I'm not even aware I've not eaten. And then, you know what? When I'm feeling hungry, I'll tell my secretary that you go and buy the cocoa and bring inside the car, because people shouldn't see that I'm buying cocoa. And I'm eating, I'm going for another meeting. And you can see somebody who hasn't got money, not too much, or not even relaxed life. So I tell you, do not envy and feel jealous about successful people. No.
It's a glorified curse.
It's a glorified curse. Use that, I say it. You know, so the people who are criticizing the fact that I say we should create billionaires are thinking, we want to create people who come and lord over. No. Leave them alone.
So a billionaire knows how to turn around money.
He knows how to turn
and absorb more people into a system.
Absolutely.
They are ready to employ more people.
And the good ones have good intentions. They want to help people. That is why they sacrifice their time and everything. Forget about what they own. I mean, the guy owns a plane. Sometimes going inside that plane to go and fly out, it's a chore. You are cursing yourself. That you wish you could sleep a bit more, but anyway, they say you should be there at 7 a.m. And you are envying him. No, me, I'll go on my golf course.
But what role could Muhammad is your friend.
Yeah.
You are a very experienced man. You are building the future 20 people at a time. But a lot of media speculation about what you could do. One report said you will be a bold choice for defense minister.
Oh.
Yeah, this was just, this story came on Monday. Why President Mahama should consider PK Amoabeng the bold choice for defense. Yeah. Who even wrote this story? I don't see the name. What do you think?
No. As somebody said.
Shafiq Nuruddin.
As somebody said, I don't think.
You don't think?
Now, listen. As we sit here,
yeah,
and I feel relaxed and laughing and everything, I've been caught.
7 years?
Yeah. I've been in court for 7 years. The case is still there in court.
What is the, are you the one in court or they've taken you to court? Or
They've taken me to court as a criminal. The state versus Prince Kofi Amoabeng. This was something that was designed by MPP, very, very effective. After they destroyed what I built, then they bundled me and put me in court. And then they took my passport and closed my bank accounts, froze my bank accounts, destroyed everything. And I'm in court after today. Now I don't even have the next court date. Can you imagine? And you see...
But how's the case going?
I don't have a court date. But I know, I mean, this is serious matter. Now, you see,
wow.
The sad aspect of this, and probably that's why I started doing something with my life, is that I don't think God took me through the life I've led, UT and everything, for it to go to waste.
Yeah.
So when the bank was collapsing, I was under all this pressure, I said, what do I have to give back to the system? I must have something. And I said, no, wait a minute. At least my experiences cannot be taken away. So I wrote 3 books. And then I started a foundation, all about giving back what I have. And I didn't say to say that I'm waiting for the court to be over and start crying. No. At any point in time, you have something to give out to the system. So that's what I'm doing. Now, what it deprived, their action deprived this country of my services. I could have been on a lot of boards because my experience, people wanted, but I couldn't because I'm a suspected criminal. And I couldn't even move and do a whole lot of things. And I lived with it. I wanted to go to US, my daughter's graduation. They actually sent someone to US Embassy, letter to US Embassy and said I shouldn't go, when the court had given my passport back. So I came back, you know what I did? I put my bag down, packed another bag, and went to Kukrantumi.
If they don't let you go to the US, you go to your hometown.
And I said, I haven't saved money. I saved money, leave me alone.
No, you're laughing, but it's a crazy situation.
Yeah. You know, but you have to survive.
But why won't your lawyers file for no case or something?
I think at the right time, they might want to do something.
Because 7 years is a long time for a case.
And you know, you see how we destroy our own. For somebody that has got national honors and acknowledged international and everything, they kill you. They kill you.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I...
Somebody said that one admirable thing about you is that you didn't let your company's success or its collapse to define you. Because a lot of people who used to be something, when that something is no longer there, they can't even talk. You are here, Charlie. You are just happy.
It's a good point you've made. You see, we come to the world to acquire worldly things, but we want to use the worldly things to impact the world, because you won't go with it.
Yeah.
So no matter what you use the worldly things you acquire to impact the world, like knowledge, like money, like your health, and whatever you know. And so for me, when I was, say, at the top of things, I still had one shoe, I had one watch, I had one car that I was driving myself. I would queue in the cafeteria. So I didn't. The monies and the word did not define me, did not change me. So when it wasn't there, I still can afford one shoe. My one watch hasn't gotten spoiled. So my life became normal and I can afford one car.
Wow.
But it's when you raise yourself and the money and the world is what defines you, then without those monies, you commit suicide. And somebody came to me when the bank was closed and said, Kofi, why are you staying on the 8th floor? And I said, why? He said, go to the ground floor. I said, do you think I will jump? And that's my very good friend who was concerned about me. You know?
Oh, Lord. Wow. Look, we wish you well. The Amoabeng cohort, congratulations on passing through. We really hope this thing becomes systemized so that we can have a new generation of Ghanaian leaders in the image of this great Ghanaian citizen. Thanks for being on the show. Always good to have you. I've had a good laugh today. We'll be with you next time. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.